Hey guys, what is up? It is SSD Middleman here with GuidesForUsAll, and today we're going to be checking out the mummy-themed Warframe Inaros in Warframe. So, first thing you're going to notice when you play as Inaros is that he has no shields. Absolutely zero shields. Now, he does make up for this with an insanely massive health pool, which is fantastic, which means you're definitely going to want to put a vitality mod on him to increase it even more. Plus, a lot of his abilities have the innate effect of stealing life from enemies. So, let's get right into his abilities. First off, talking about Desiccation, which is his number 1. Now this will blast enemies with a wave of cursed sand that blinds them and steals their health. In my opinion, this very well might just be his best ability. Now at max rank, he will have 15 range, 8-second duration on this, and 150 damage with 8 damage per second and 25% lifesteal. Basically what that means is you cast this, any enemies caught in the sand will be stunned for up to 8 seconds, where you can do whatever you please with them, including doing a melee finisher on them, which will actually restore Inaros' health, and also you'll be getting lifesteal from the damage that you deal with this. So really good ability. Like I said, in my opinion, this is his best ability. With range increase mods, you can stun enemies pretty much halfway across the map. It's absolutely fantastic. Now onto his next ability, Devour. This will pull in a target and trap them in quicksand, and then you will steal their health, and if you kill them with this ability, it will create a friendly sand shadow. So you aim it at an enemy, you hold it down, and you will draw them in slowly into the quicksand, and then you will devour them, stealing their health while you're doing this and dealing damage. And once they die, you get a little sand shadow to help you out. Now this ability's okay. I think it's very situational. When you want to use this ability is when you're running low on health and you need some really quick. It's great in combination with Desiccation because you can stun them and then grab one guy and just start stealing all of his health and getting your health pool back up. Really good move in certain situations, like I said. But overall, you probably won't find yourself using this a lot, as the sand shadows aren't too useful, besides maybe being a distraction for the enemies. But yeah, Devour is not Inaros' shining light. Now onto his third ability, which is Sandstorm, that allows you to become a whirling spiral of sand that sends enemies flying and devours those trapped in quicksand. Basically, you become a tornado. You spin around, you suck enemies in, and you deal damage to them. So it's a pretty great ability. At first, I did not think this ability was going to be all that great, but it actually deals a considerable amount of damage once you actually have the enemies pulled in to the middle of your sandstorm. I would just call it a tornado, but we're going to say sandstorm. It's really great. Now, it doesn't have a duration. It is actually a 10 energy per second drain for how long you use this ability, so it uses a ton of energy. So you're going to definitely want a mod like Flow or Primed Flow on for a bigger energy pool. But other than that, this ability is great when there's a huge horde of enemies around you and you need to dispatch of them quickly. Now onto his last ability, Scarab Swarm, which is an interesting ability in my opinion. You hold it down and it will transform your health into a hardened scarab armor. You can discharge this to blast enemies with a Scarab Swarm. Survivors will have their health drained and bestowed upon allies. So, a lot of stuff to take in, a very interesting ability. I'm not sure if the Scarab Armor actually increases Inaros' actual armor stat, but I do know that it drains a lot of health when you're charging it up. Once you have it charged up above 25%, you can cast it at an enemy, and they will have a Scarab Swarm around them, dealing a little bit of damage to them, definitely healing you and teammates that are around it by quite a lot. I mean, you can see here that it restores your health by a lot per second, so it's not an ability to completely ignore, but in my opinion there are better ways to get lifesteal. So I really hate saying this, obviously, but I feel like Scarab Swarm is a little bit of a disappointing ultimate. As much as I love Inaros, I just don't find myself using this ability that often. Now, I will come out and say it has a pretty long duration on it, so if there's one very powerful enemy that you need to keep stunned, this ability is actually pretty good, as they'll kind of just stand there and wave their arms around in the air for 12, maybe 15 seconds. You can just have them stunned for. So it's good for that, but the fact that you have to stand there and charge it up and take away your health pool kind of diminishes the benefit of the ability. Now, he also has a passive ability called Undying. So when most Warframes get downed, if you're playing solo, you just die. If you're playing co-op, you'll fall down and teammates will need to revive you. Inaros, he's a real man. He enters a sarcophagus for 20 seconds. So you might just think this is a cool visual, But no, if you aim at an enemy, it will actually pull them closer to you, and you will siphon health from them. As you can see in the middle, there's a little meter that will fill up, and once it's filled up all the way, Inaros will resurrect himself. Yeah, no teammates required. This Warframe can revive itself from being downed, which is absolutely fantastic. I think that's great. Now, do note that teammates can still revive you if there are no enemies around for you to siphon off of. I believe you can also take health from teammates, so maybe some people will be trolling with this, but hopefully people will use this responsibly. I know how pissed people were when Limbo came out. Now, on to the mods. I am by no means a professional modder of Warframe. My mod setups are usually okay at best, but I will be showing you guys what I have here and giving my opinions on why I selected it. So, for the aura, I would say choose either Energy Siphon or Corrosive Projection. It really doesn't matter in my opinion. I prefer Energy Siphon. Then I put Steel Fiber and Vitality on. Vitality, obviously, because he has such a high health pool, this will increase it even more. And Steel Fiber because Inaros actually has a pretty decent amount of armor, so I feel like he actually benefits from Steel Fiber. Then I put on Stretch and Overextended to increase the range for that first ability, because I feel like that is one of his best, if not the best, ability to use. You could stun enemies super easily and at super long range. Then I put on Streamline to negate some of the power efficiency lowering that I'm getting from Blind Rage, and of course I added Blind Rage on to increase the damage a little bit. You don't really notice it as much as I thought you would, but it's still decent, especially for the 3 ability. It'll help you take enemies down when you're in your tornado, sandstorm. Then I put on Primed Flow to increase the pool of energy that I have, because you need it for the 3 ability, and it's great for being able to spam other abilities. And the most important mod to put on Inaros, and I'm not joking, the most important, you need to have this, is Rage. What Rage does is it will convert 40% of the damage you take to your health into energy. And since Inaros doesn't have shields, he only has health, every bit of damage you take will be converted into energy. This mod right here is absolutely overpowered on Inaros. You will never, ever, ever, ever run out of energy. You don't need to bring pancakes. You don't need to pick up energy off the floor. No, you will never run out of energy. If you get low on energy, just stand there and take some damage for a second, and your energy bar will be filled up all the way. Rage is the best mod to put on Inaros, so definitely make sure you have Rage on. And all of this combines to give me a pretty decent build where I can spam my 1 to keep enemies stunned, and I can use my 3 when there are a lot of enemies around me in a crowd, so I can pull them all in and deal a decent amount of damage to them, as well as having Vitality to keep my health pool up and Steel Fiber to keep my armor high, to keep Inaros really tanky. And I haven't mentioned that yet, but I feel like Inaros is definitely in the top 3 tanks in Warframe. He is insane. When I'm actually trying and playing, I never found myself getting downed. Never, because he just has so much health and he has so much potential for stealing life that he just really doesn't get into dangerous situations that much. Anyways, thanks for watching the video, guys. If you enjoyed, please leave a like rating down below and subscribe to see some more videos in the future. Make sure to follow me on Facebook and Twitter at GuidesForUsAll if you'd like updates on videos, and also leave a comment down below letting me know what you think about Inaros. Anyways, I'll see you next time. Goodbye.